Alec, what's going on? The world is wonderful right now.
It is. We're in a wonderful, beautiful place with reality.
What better place to go than reality television? Than
Yeah, there you go.
to escape the reality we're in. Survivor is
That's right.
always a good uh, respite,
Yeah,
right?
where we can see other people tear each other apart in you know
It's a game
in
of social politicking,
yeah
but less hostility. I mean,
yeah.
you
Other
know,
than
it's
other than Rob trying to choke out that guy and the
Clay,
freaking he trying to choke out Clay for
but he
some reason.
deserved it. So
Yeah, I mean to be fair, yeah. He's- yeah.
anyway, I
Anyway,
wonder if Clay was at the Capitol. You think he was there?
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. Let's just say that. um,
um,
jeez, man, what a what an existence. Anyway, in the last episode,
Last episode
uh,
of Survivor All Stars, we lost a
ev-
true hero.
we did Rudy. Jeff made a nice little speech about Rudy. Um, Ethan scraped by once more. He's able to get
Hmm.
around getting eliminated despite Jenna. What's her name? Jenna
Jenna
R.
Lewis.
Jenna L. Jenna Lewis being like crazy
No winners in
person.
my game.
No winner
Yeah, like
except
how she was so gung ho about let's just get the winners out of here. But then
yeah.
after
But
they
then
got the first one out, they're like, all right, let's hold on to this
well
one.
yeah, we'll hold on to him because he's cute or something. I mean I don't know.
Well, strategically, now she suddenly wants to strategically hold on to him so that they can win challenges.
Yeah,
So now she's suddenly principled in that respect and will play with
yeah,
winners. That's interesting.
yeah,
But
yeah. But we had to get Tina out immediately.
yeah, F that. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
maybe it all just came down to her not being good friends with Jerry, and then it was like,
yeah,
all right, let's do
yeah,
this. But I mean, Rudy got voted out for being an old guy. That's what he got voted out for.
yeah. Basically, yeah. He was holding them back,
But
despite the fact that he was honestly keeping up with them pretty okay.
honestly, it's like when you cast Survivor All Stars, Rudy is of course an all star. He's an iconic character.
Yeah,
But could you ever imagine a reality in which Rudy wins Survivor All Stars? I
never,
just can't imagine it.
never, never. It would never happen.
Because he's not like super savvy. Obviously, like he goes up to Rupert and he's like, "We'll do, and we should think about an alliance." And
Yeah,
it's
and
like, all
then
right, and he would just ride that out the rest of the show. It'd be great,
yeah,
but
yeah,
he's not gonna maneuver and wheel and deal. You know, he can only do so much, and he is old, so
and he was drinking water they hadn't
he's got
boiled,
brain
and
parasites now.
yeah,
So it's a lot to take on. To
yeah,
really that he was just kind of there because he needed to be present, you know, as an all star.
got a
But
big old detox plan going on now.
I mean, I could see a reality in which he made a deep run. I mean, I could see that.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
same,
what we thought,
but
like a Rupert thing would be maybe a long term
yeah,
thing to pan out, and like it's the reality where if they were able to win the competitions is the reality where he could have lasted long. Because
mm,
now they lost competitions, now they need to vote out the weak ones.
yeah,
That's the
yeah,
unfortunate thing.
yeah,
So there's always less maneuverability for the people that are naturally weaker, you know, just by the virtue of being old. It's an
hmm
easy excuse to vote someone out if you're losing a challenge. All right,
big
but
time.
let's see where we go from here. So we've lost two from the same tribe so far.
Yeah, it's been a little, not the most exciting so far. I mean,
Hmm.
the dynamics of each tribe. I'm looking forward to going into dynamics of more of the other tribes a little bit more than what
Yeah,
we've gotten so far. So hopefully that will happen on this episode.
yeah.
So yeah,
All right. So if you want to watch the highlights of our reaction, you can click the link in the description and come back here for the discussion. All right. By the way, I have seen this season. Alec has not. I'm taking him on a journey through all
hmm
the seasons. Didn't say that in the beginning,
a
but
journey across Survivor.
there's a playlist of all the episodes and seasons we've discussed in the past. So check that out. All right. Wow. Well,
Boy,
there you
that.
have it. Episode 3 of Survivor All Stars. Jenna.
Ooh, that was heavy.
Wow.
That was a heavy episode. That
Definitely
was.
effective.
Oh my gosh. Um. So yeah, I took some notes about what happened earlier in the episode, but
I think they handled that really well. They
yeah,
handled it really well.
I thought it was coming across as a little memey at the beginning because it was like she was zoning out and then watching like a bird fly, and I was like, okay, I get it. But no, they ended up handling that like probably in the best possible way, a professional way. It was appropriate.
They handled it with respect, you know. It's like she was
Yeah,
quitting, but it's not like
but it
Austin
was
quitting.
yeah, where it was like, yo, I'm tired and I just can't do it mentally or whatever. It was like hers was like, no, like I just get this feeling that I shouldn't have come out here. My mom's like not doing well with cancer already when I came out here, and it's just this vibe that something's not right.
And the context with it is crazy. That 8 days later.
Yeah, so like when she got there, it's like, yeah, that's sometimes there's just this thing. It's this weird. It just so happens to. Sometimes there's like a strange connection, unexplained connection between people, where that can happen, where people can just sort of sense or know that there's something's wrong, something's happened, or it's getting worse, or something. You know, they just it's hard to explain because there's not really like a natural like reason for it, at least not that we know of. So but that's definitely like I've definitely heard of plenty of instances where things like that have happened. So yeah, really interesting.
What do you think of like he got all the input from so many people? I was kind of surprised. He just like went down the line at a bunch of different people. What do you think about this?
I think it was I actually really liked it. And when he first started asking people, I was like, is this really the right time to be asking this? But like honestly, like I felt like it was like this is a mature conversation that we should have. There's never really been anything quite like that on the show before, not really. You know, obviously we had the fake grandma thing, but
And like
and they
when
hand,
Austin
and
did
they tried
quit,
to handle it.
when Austin did quit, you got like input from a couple
Yeah.
of people, I guess. But
Yeah.
they were like, "Would you do this?" And Savage was like, "No, I would never do it." But
Yeah.
it was interesting though, hearing from like the other tribes and stuff. Like,
Yeah, because they were like, well, yeah, because what I really liked was the fact that like other people were like, no, I settled the score with my family before I left. Like that was what
yeah,
Tom
Big
was
Tom.
like. He was like, I settled the score. Like that's that, but he was like, but that was for me. She has that decision. That's up
Yeah.
to her. That's my way of handling things. So everyone handles a situation that's pretty serious, to be honest. Like that's a legitimate thing that can happen.
Yeah, Alicia.
So yeah,
Alicia.
Alicia's just like, I would not do that.
I wouldn't have come out here to begin
I
with.
wouldn't have come out here. And she's like, yeah, well, no, that she came to terms with that. She realized she made a mistake. Yeah, well, I wouldn't come out here.
Like, you
Okay.
didn't, yeah, like, yeah,
Good
okay,
for
but
you.
you didn't need to say that.
Yeah, or
really need
you
to say it
didn't
right
say it
there.
like you didn't need to say it like that again. And that was why I thought it was. That's why I had my when Amber came over and was a sweetie pie and gave her a hug. That's why I was like, I would not have come out here.
I'm surprised that Rob was like so understanding of it, Boston Rob.
Yeah, he was like he said, I'm not an emotional person, but like you could tell he was holding back something there too. Like he was getting, there was a quiver in his voice, so he was getting emotional with the scenario. So yeah, for sure.
It was really cool. Like the music was really nice with it, and then they just let it like they gave it room to breathe, you know.
Yeah, I didn't like that initial music because it was like do 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 do. It was like a decision kind of music, and I was like, that's a little weird when she's talking about like her mom's about to die. Like it's a little odd. But then yeah, that vocal performance was just like beautiful. That was just like such a good moment. Really underscored the moment perfectly.
But then they just let it have time to breathe. You know, after she
Yeah.
left, they just like panned through them a bit. And it was really
Yeah.
cool. Cause
Didn't
I
rush
think I
through.
think the whole scene's interesting because they talked about how it's like it takes you out of the game for a bit, but you realize
Mm.
you are just playing a game, and then everybody has their different philosophies on it. Like Rupert, you could tell Rupert like he was trying to say it nicely, but you could tell he was like, no, I wouldn't have quit though.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
quitting.
he's like, yeah, I wouldn't have quit, but he was also like, but I mean, it's just that's a tough decision. Like, and it is. Like, honestly, you could tell she was conflicted about it too. It's not an easy decision to
Mm-hmm.
make. Like, it's not something you just up and be in Austin it,
Because
or he,
no doubt, it has huge impact on the game. Regardless, you're
yeah,
taking yourself out of the game. You're a key
yeah,
piece. Like every player is important to how the game progresses. So like
yeah,
Jenna wasn't seemingly not going home anytime soon. Like she
mm,
could have made a really
yeah,
deep run here. The whole
yeah.
season would have been different. So it's like,
But
well,
like, I think at the end of the day, it was very. I think it was the best decision. I mean, ultimately, in hindsight, it was obviously the best decision she could make. She was able to spend that time with her mother
mm,
before she was gone. So I think that was
yeah.
it was a good decision on her part. She,
I'm surprised she did come out to begin with, but
yeah,
yeah, I don't know.
yeah. I mean, there's all kinds of it's hard in a moment like that when you're making a decision like that. It's
But
there's a lot of there might have been some stuff at home that was like things are maybe starting to trend a little bit better or something, like or you'll be able to get out there and come back and everything will be fine. But
and
I mean, it's yeah, it's tough. It's tough. It's
because especially as a winner, it's like it's not like the other one where it's like I never won and I could use the money.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
she didn't need to come out, but you
right,
could tell. I feel like you could. Jeff, in asking everybody, was just trying to gauge how he should handle the situation. Like if
yeah, maybe,
everybody was
yeah,
like, "Oh, that's horrible, she's quitting," he would have been like, "Oh yeah, you're a quitter, Jenna."
yeah,
But
maybe I don't
then,
know, maybe some of it was a little bit of that.
then it's, "Oh, okay, so everyone's understanding. I guess I should be understanding too."
Everyone's understanding about, and I mean, I'm glad because
Yeah.
I think at the end of the day, yeah, family is should trump the whole the game. I think the real world should come into play. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I think I personally would probably just take a Tom approach to things, and that
Try
would be
to.
how
Yeah, it's
yeah,
harder to
where it's
say
like you
that
have
though,
to
because like Jenna had like this
no
specific
no no
situation,
no
but
I get no I get that. No, what I'm saying, I'm not saying if I was in her shoes. I was
mm-hmm.
saying just me personally dealing with that.
With
But
her
I mean,
leaving.
no. I just mean like how I deal with the if I was to go on Survivor,
Yeah,
how I would deal with like talking to my family about that
right.
sort of thing.
So like, don't tell me if one of
But
you gets in a car crash. Like,
yeah,
let me do my
like
thing.
I'll deal with that when I get back, kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
But then again, if I was in her shoes, I probably wouldn't have gone either. I
yeah.
probably would have, I
And I
think,
would chastise her about it if I was on the island with her. I would be like, I wouldn't have come out here.
yeah, I would not have come out here.
Well, frankly I think she should be ashamed of herself, but it's her decision, so
That's
I respect
terrible.
it.
No, I think
Nothing
she made,
personal.
she made the absolute right decision to leave. She
Yeah.
probably, I mean, speaking meta, probably shouldn't have come out there, but not the thing to say in the moment.
It's so
And
interesting that's like, because you don't have stuff like this very often,
yeah,
where it is like completely outside of the game,
mm,
but it has immediate ramification,
yeah,
long-term ramifications on the game.
yeah, for sure.
Would have been a whole different season if she didn't quit, because
Mm,
then like could be dealing with like Jenna making a big long run at it. Who knows?
yeah.
And the whole dynamic shifts. Like you take out one piece, especially if it wasn't gonna be taken out next. It changes
Yeah,
everything.
yeah, and also because we have smaller tribes too, just in general. So
Yeah, and you could go back at any older season, and you could some situation like that happens outside of the game. You could potentially like take out the winner, be like, oh,
yeah,
something's going on with my family member, take them out, and it changes the whole game.
mm,
It's crazy. But yeah, there was other stuff this episode. In the beginning, they showed Jenna. They were talking about Jenna not being happy, but they didn't say anything about her mom in the beginning. It just seemed like she was not enjoying being out there.
She was just having a rough time. But yeah, that was she was kind of internalizing a lot of it, I think. So, yeah.
Yeah, we thought it was, well, it made it seem like it was going to go another, she just wants to quit route.
Yeah, that is kind of what it seemed like. Because she was like that towards the end of Amazon, even. She was like, I want to go home, whatever.
That's why Jeff was like, let me be clear. Are you quitting because you can't handle it? No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. And Kathy seemed to be the one. She was like, oh, well, I didn't know that because she's been like spending time off by herself. And then even Kathy was like, no, honestly, she shouldn't
be out here. Yeah.
She shouldn't have come out here. But she was very like sympathetic.
And then she like narrated it at the end, like where they would usually have their goodbye confessional. It was Kathy talking in the end.
Yeah.
About it.
Which I thought
everybody was processing it.
Yeah. Which I thought was kind of nice.
Mm-hmm. Lest we forget, there was the epic shark scene with Richard.
The epic shark bite. That was awesome. That was like.
And it was really well directed. I feel like
they shot everything that was shot really well. I mean, yeah. It was it was all shot interestingly. The action, the way Richard narrated the whole story, basically,
he talked play by play and going back, and the way that scene was put together is like almost really unique to Survivor. You haven't seen a scene like that. Same with, I mean, the whole Jenna thing was a really unique scene too. So there was some unique things going on in this episode.
We also had the construction projects, which ended up not going so well for Saboga,
which did consume the entire episode because we didn't have a tribal council to go to, so it just kind of expanded. There was no other challenge,
Yeah, I didn't even realize how that we were coming in on time.
Yeah, like if you had looked at the time, you'd be like, "Oh shoot, 2 minutes left. What's going on here?"
Yeah, I was like, "What?" Yeah, because the episode it did flow really well. Like the pacing was actually really good. So, I was a little surprised about that.
But like, if you did look after Jenna was talking about potentially leaving, if you looked at the time, then it'd be like, oh, she is leaving because there's no time for anything else.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the unfortunate thing with taking out the tribal council part. There's no suspense there, but the Home Depot themselves sponsored this challenge.
That was a little weird.
What was the guy's name? Raf or something? Raf was the
Rav? I don't know. I don't remember.
Who's the expert builder who judged.
He did not like Saboga's at all.
No, and that was a big point of contention between Rupert and Jerry. Rupert was like, "Let's build. We're gonna dig 3 feet down into this for our shelter. We'll make a log cabin. We want to make it flashy. And you think the other tribes are gonna do something like this?" And Jerry's like, "No, we shouldn't do that because water come over here is not a good idea." And she made the argument about rainwater. If I would have been her, I would have been like, the ocean is an absolute factor, and if you have it open right by where that is, it's gonna be miserable later. No one else wanted to speak up.
Did Rupert watch the Rocket Power episode where they built a shelter like that at the Rocket Beach?
I did not. I didn't watch that episode.
Yeah, I remember there was an episode of Rocket Power where I was like, it was awesome. They had a little clubhouse that they made at the beach where it was a little place like that. Yeah. I was like, that's awesome, but it was destroyed at the end because water came in. I was like, Rupert must have only seen the beginning of that episode and didn't see the whole thing because he would have known that was a mistake.
Look, not Rupert's finest moment. Right?
No, it wasn't, and he realized it later.
He was
I think he began to realize it when they found that stump down in the pit.
So I just wonder if that's the kind of stuff that Sean was talking about that they didn't show on the Pearl Island as much when he was talking about the editing. But I mean,
maybe
controlling, his way is the right way. He knows what he's doing. 40 years of experience.
Or 20 years of experience. Yeah, maybe. But
I mean, Jerry was absolutely right.
Yeah.
But the other two didn't speak up at all. Ethan was like, "This is great. Just what I wanted."
Yeah, this is yeah. He's like opportune moment for me to step in and so now he can ally himself with whoever he wants, pretty much, because they fought and fought pretty
Hmm.
decisively that they're completely at odds now.
And
So
that was the tribe in the beginning where Jerry was like, I'm happy with where we're at right now. Or Jerry or Jenna said that, and because they were
they
just
were
like they're all
yeah
solid and getting
yeah.
along well.
My note was Saboga has weirdly newfound confidence without Rudy,
Hmm.
and then yeah, the construction project tears Saboga apart.
Yeah. So Mogo Mogo had who was working on it was just Colby and Lex were working on it, and then Sheehan and Jenna were just kind of there trying to do the creative aspect, but they
Yeah.
weren't having any of it.
They were just like, no, we're building it this way. And I was like, oh,
And of course, Richard Hatch sat out
yeah.
just because he's Richard Hatch. So that was probably the least exciting one to watch, like
Yeah.
the building aspect.
Yeah, the other one was fun because Amber and Rob are heating up. Things are getting cute on their end.
Things were heating up this episode. Apparently, next
Yeah.
episode they're heating up as well.
Heating up as
Rob's
much.
sister
In
Nino
fact,
said they're gonna do it.
they're gonna they're gonna do it. And there's even a clip of Amber going, "You're really warm." I was like, "That's weird." I'm sorry, but like,
You need the body warmth.
well, it is true. You do.
It's a survival
But
thing.
please,
You're really warm. This is objectively beneficial to me on a survival aspect.
just,
Thank you.
what is this? Androids having sex? Thank you. Your body is.
Your body is warm. Not trying to
warm.
be weird, but I like the warmth. All right.
not trying to be weird, but
That was Boston Rob, Big Tom, were the main two on that one, and then Rob's sister Nino and Alicia were kind of sidelined there.
mm,
And everybody apparently, Alicia said everybody noticed Rob's sister Nino not pulling his weight,
yeah,
not doing as much.
yeah. Where he was like, so you want me to get some more rocks? More rocks? I've been the one that's doing everything. That was pretty funny. He's like, yeah. What was his excuse? It was like, I went.
He said I went to grab something. It was too heavy, so I couldn't carry it, and I got lost in the woods. Wow,
Like, what does that even mean?
what a disaster!
What was he doing?
But then, meanwhile, other Rob was the star of the show because of his construction.
Yeah.
So him and Big Tom were able to pull it together there.
Even
And
though
made
Sue
some
was like, I
kick-ass.
hope they lose.
Oh yeah,
was
Sue was
like-
there too. Yep.
Sue sat out and she didn't want them to win for some reason. It was like, I hope they learn their lesson. It was
Yeah.
like, okay.
They were a
And
bunch of idiots, stupid people.
yeah,
She said.
stupid people. They're a bunch of stupid people. I was like, wow, you're the smart one in
Mhm.
this team, for sure.
Oh, then he made some cool stuff. That was a pretty kick-ass show.
Yeah, no,
actually.
it was a really great. Yeah, I was pretty impressed. They were able to do that in just like a day. So yeah,
So he actually did prove himself. I feel like in the past we've
Yeah.
seen career moments like Keith being a
Keith,
chef.
and he can't cook
doesn't
fish.
perform.
Yeah.
But now we've seen him rise to the occasion here.
Yeah, it was really cool. And yeah, Amber was getting all hot and bothered because she's like, you look pretty hot building that.
He looked pretty high building that shelter. At first,
Yeah,
the flirting was strategy, she said.
but now it's kind of
Now it's
fun.
becoming easier and easier to flirt with.
Yeah, that's a romance. That's a little romance going on there. Yeah, that's
Mhm.
fun. We haven't really had like a full-fledged romance yet, so
Yeah.
that could be a
I
fun
don't even
development.
remember, like, the only thing we had was in the Amazon with, like, Shauna, a little bit with, like, Matt, just, like, a little
Yeah.
flirting. Nothing,
Yeah.
nothing substantial.
Well, that and like there was just Amazon was just like sexual tension. The like, but it was like almost
Everyone
like
was just hot
forced.
for each other, yeah.
I mean, it was somewhat forced sexual tension because it was like girls versus guys, and then when they intermingled, it was like, ooh, we're gonna take the two youngest, most attractive people on each team and put them.
But they
them
did. They
together.
they disrespectfully picked their tribe. That's all they did. That's all.
Yeah.
So, no more Jenna. Sex goddess Jenna
Yeah,
on episode 3. That's unfortunate.
yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, she made the right
So
decision.
the
I
freaking
think.
cameramen are shook. What are they gonna do now?
They don't have it. Yeah, that's true. They don't have as much cake to watch.
Like Amber coming over.
Amber. I mean, Amber's very cute. Jenna. I mean, even Jenna. Even though Jenna was distraught this episode, she still said like I said it was like one of the cutest things I've ever heard. It was like, what else do we put in the house? A TV. I was like, that's. But she said it so innocently. It was just like really cute, and I liked it.
Well
Don't judge
done.
me.
That's the highlight of Jenna this season. It's about the most she's contributed, unfortunately.
She qualifies for my Cutie of the Season award.
Yeah, well, let's see if she can stand the test of time. 13 episodes later, if
it's
she's still
Amber
in there.
or Amber's eyes, right?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I think Cutie of the Season, whether we want to believe it or not, you like your longevity in the game is going to affect it.
It does. It did last time. It's
on-screen presence.
The last few times it has, yeah.
Yeah, like you can be the cutest one of the season. If you're out first, it's going to be hard for you to win that because there's not much material. Right?
A little weird to call it that, but yes, I agree.
Content.
Yeah.
Jenna, probably not going to do a Playboy shoot for this one.
Oh,
so it's going to be like sad
that
mom
would feel
edition.
Oh God, that'd feel so wrong if that happened.
Jenna, I don't know
Left
what
the
the
season.
headline would be. Because the last time it was Jenna and Heidi, their clothes got voted off.
Yeah, that was. I mean, that was.
Jenna left because her mother has cancer, and her clothes are coming off. Also,
it was the breast cancer awareness issue.
Wow, she really just capitalizes on it.
Yeah.
Shameful.
God.
All right. Well, it's unfortunate. I honestly was interested to see like how she would play.
Yeah. Same.
I mean, we saw her win in an underwhelming fashion. And she wouldn't play that much differently, I imagine. But it still would have been interesting to see how she would navigate, especially as one of the few winners of the season.
Yeah, and being on the same
off the board.
And being on the same tribe as Richard Hatch, even too. So, yeah.
One more winner off the board. We're left with just Ethan and Richard, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So, let's see how it goes. All right. So, thank you for watching. If you were to recommend a video for everybody to watch now from our channel, what would it be?
Go watch our episode of the Amazon with tribe switching. I don't remember what it was called, but it was episode 7. I want to say it was around in there.
I don't know.
I don't care.
It could have
Go
been one of
check
the
out our-
lost episodes.
Oh, it might have been. It could have
Honestly,
been.
Might have been.
That's too bad. Well, still go watch
the lost
episodes.
episodes one.
Yeah, go watch episode 7 of the Amazon. Our reaction. Go check it out.
Not a reaction. If it is that.
If it is that one, then it's just a discussion.
But it sure was great.
Yeah, sure was. It was a great episode.
I don't know, because I knew that one. There was 2 episodes that were lost, and I knew I used for the thumbnail that Shauna was falling apart. No, I might have used that just because it made sense.
Yeah.
Because it was like they fell apart. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know.
Thank you for watching. Come back next week for another episode of Survivor All Stars. All right.
That's right.
So far, it's like pretty somber season, huh?
Yeah, boy, that was a heavy episode. Like, not gonna lie, the last 10 minutes it was like.
That was sad.
It was like a tearjerker.
And then the last episode was sad. Rudy send off. First episode, Tina, and everybody was depressed because they didn't have
water. Yeah.
Yeah.
They look like they're getting wacky and fun next time, though.
What is that? What is this? 2020? Am I right? All right. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to our podcast feed. Like the video. Hit the notification bell. Follow us on Twitter at Tarqaron TWO.